Hello there, and welcome to Greetings from Florida, a weekly roundup of the horrible news stories to come out of Florida.
Yes, Florida. Say what you will about us, but we did lock up Justin Bieber. In our first story, one of Florida's most dangerous illegal gambling rings has been uncovered.
Zelda King, Bernice Diamond, Lee Delnick, and Helen Greenspan were questioned regarding the pay-to-play jackpot tournaments they had been holding in their community clubhouse when an anonymous informant revealed their operation.
Unfortunately, this gang has learned a thing or two in their 8 decades on this earth and avoided arrest because they kept their penny ante-bots under $10.
But think about it. $7 here, $5 there. It'll add up to some serious cash, and all they need is time, of which they've had plenty of.
The Attention did shut down this 3-ring casino from the clubhouse, but they just opened it right back up, running it out of their homes.
There really is nothing they will not sacrifice to feed their gambling addictions. In our next story, yet another ultra-dangerous super predator attack in Florida.
A rare American crocodile, not to be confused with the common American alligator, or any of the Florida caiman, for reasons we will soon get to, ambushed and killed a family dog in Key Biscayne.
The wicked creature's malice didn't end there. It proceeded to swim around carrying the dog in its mouth to taunt the poor owner.
And the sad news doesn't end there. Because the owner didn't have the dog on a leash, the owner was found at fault.
When trappers tried to question the crocodile, they declared him a non-threat because he avoided the trappers.
Or he could be. He had enough sense to avoid the humans without the sense to stay away from him.
Ultimately, this creature's intentions are irrelevant, because the American crocodile is an extremely rare and protected species. The crocodile could have crawled straight out of the water, bitch-slapped the game warden with his tail, and demanded him to go back in the kitchen and make him a sandwich. And there would have been nothing they could have done.
I guess we should just be grateful that we only took one dog and didn't demand a sacrifice of the firstborn of every woo. For our next story, here's a hint. Don't do something illegal near the cops.
This story is too stupid to believe. Edgar Cortez was drinking a beer while driving, and instead of putting it away, he slowed his car down to almost a dead stop so he wouldn't pass a cop.
This of course tipped off the cop, and when Edgar was pulled over, he tried to ditch his weed under his seat.
He was later found with a weapon and not killed, so still an up day.
In our next story, pet shaming reaches international levels of contempt.
A Florida woman became the subject of worldwide disdain when she posted this picture of her dog with duct tape around its mouth, tagged, "This is what happens when you don't shut up."
Police department of the city listed on her profile were hounded by hundreds of people from all over the city, county, state, country, continent, and globe, including Germany.
Unfortunately, the woman and her dog were traveling at the time the picture was taken and posted, so they were out of jurisdiction, and she can't be detained for it.
While the dog may appear miserable in her defense, the duct tape sounds more reasonable to anyone who's had a black lab that would not just shut up.
And is this honestly any worse than the pictures my mother took a few years ago for Christmas? Tell me which of these dogs looks more miserable and abused. And in our next story, the award for worst criminals goes to Courtney Bartner and Nathaniel Parter.
After stealing from an 11-year-old, they were later picked up throwing a meth pipe under a police car,
which was recovered, and surprise, Nathaniel blamed his girlfriend, saying, "She took the money, not me."
For her part, she tried to play it off as a joke.
The two were charged and taken to jail. And for our last story, we have an issue with an old man being way too observant for his own good.
He lost a fight he didn't even know he was going to have, but should have guessed.
The fight started when the man said to a stripper, "Go to the gym and lose weight."
She instantly began to pound his face. He was then dragged from the club by a bouncer.
He later described the dancer as 115 to 120 pounds. Regardless, let this be a lesson. Never say that to a woman. Ever. That's it for this week, everyone. This week's episode was brought to you by Apathetic Youth.
Yes, apathetic youth, the reason for all of our failed elections.
Until next week, this is Nick and Mike saying, Florida makes the jokes.
We make the puns.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out our Facebook page.
Please, God. Like, comment, and subscribe. Facebook us too.